conducted a rules-based, legal and procedural evaluation of the request submitted by the Barangay Council of Tiayon seeking reconsideration and declaration of invalidity of the said Municipal Ordinance number 07-309-2012. After thorough deliberation, examination of the official records, the committee hereby submits this report. 1. Let us look, Madam Chair, at the nature of the issue raised. At the outset, the committee finds that the issues raised against Municipal Ordinance number 07-309-2012 consist purely of sweeping allegations, generalized conclusions, and speculative assertions, unsupported by competent evidences, official records, or any contemporaneous objection at the time of enactment in the year 2012. Practically 13 years had passed, Madam Chair. The Committee on Rules stresses, as a matter of basic legal principle, that allegation is never proof. A mere disagreement raised more than a decade after enactment does not translate into illegality. Assertions not coupled with records, minutes, resolutions, or documentary support cannot defeat a duly enacted ordinance. Number 2, on the gross and unexplained delay. In fairness and in high regard to the Sangguniang Bayan in 2012, the committee finds it highly irregular and legally suspect that an ordinance enacted in 2012, continuously implemented for over 13 years, relied upon by the local government and affected communities, is only now being questioned. It is notable that the request fails to explain why. The reviewing committee is aware of the following. Number 1, there was no objection raised during the committee hearings in 2012. This could have affected the decision of the committee during that year, if there was indeed objections during that time. Number 2, there was no appeal made to the Sangguniang Bayan or even to the DILG or to other proper administrative bodies when the ordinance was formulated until its approval in 2012. And number 3, there was no judicial or administrative remedy that was pursued within a much reasonable time. This inordinate and unexplained delay severely undermines the credibility of the claims and places them squarely within the realm of afterthought and convenience rather than genuine grievance. Madam Chair, the law does not favor stale challenges, nor does it reward prolonged silence followed by sudden indignation. Number 3, on the alleged lack of consultation and due process. Madam Chair, the claim of lack of consultation is squarely contradicted by official legislative records that we have in the Sangguniang Bayan. The ordinance itself expressly states, and the minutes of the Sangguniang Bayan categorically confirm that, number 1, the matter underwent a series of committee hearings. Number 2, both Barangay Tiayon and Barangay Veterans Village were duly represented during those meetings. Number 3, an agreement was reached during the committee hearing held on June 22, 2012. More importantly, Madam Chair, the committee report recommending the passage of Municipal Ordinance number 07-309-2012 was formally rendered on the 4th of July 2012 during the 95th regular session of the Sangguniang Bayan of Ipil, as clearly reflected in the official session minutes. And in fact, Madam Chair, the said minutes of the 95th regular session is being attached to this committee report. These records remain on file and may be verified at any time if the two barangays or the aggrieved party is willing to. In fact, Barangay Tiayon officials may readily request certified copies of the relevant minutes and committee records from the Sangguniang Bayan or the Sangguniang Bayan office as to the claim that there was an absence of procedural requirements in the manner of approving the delineating ordinance. The committee, on the other hand, finds that there is enough existence of clear, contemporaneous, and verifiable records in the archives of the Sangguniang Bayan of Ipil. Number 4, on the claim that a plebiscite is a requirement, the committee categorically finds this argument as legally misleading and erroneous, Madam Chair. The Municipal Ordinance number 07-309-2012, number 1, did not create, did not abolish, did not merge, did not divide, or substantially alter any part of the barangay. Merely declared and delineated existing boundaries using cadastral and technical descriptions that were all available during the time. Ang gibuhat ra gyud sa Sangguniang Bayan, properly delineate ra gyud. And number 3, the Sangguniang Bayan in 2012 applied the amicable settlement process as mandated by the Local Government Code of 1991, which were agreed upon by both parties. The reviewing committee therefore believes that a plebiscite under these circumstances may lead to misunderstanding of the law or perhaps a deliberate distortion of it, Madam Chair. A plebiscite may be required if there is a substantial alteration of boundaries between two affected areas or barangays. The law is explicit and the distinction is crystal clear. Number 5, on the alleged absence of technical basis, the Committee on Rules and Committee on Land Use during the review of the request finds the ordinance number 07-309-2012 of LGU Ipil as an ordinance that clearly and meticulously identifies 1. Specific lot numbers nakabutang gyud sa ordinance. Number 2, cadastral references. And number 3, common boundary points used for meets and bounds. Therefore, to claim there is an absence of technical basis while deliberately ignoring the technical descriptions expressly written into the ordinance is at best careless and at worst disingenuous, Madam Chair. Number 6, on legislative procedure and authority. The committee finds full compliance with all legislative requirements, including, number 1, the presence of quorum during the time. Number 2, proper motion and approval during session. Number 3, attestation by the presiding officer. Number 4, certification by the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary. And number 5, approval of the Municipal Chief Executive. Municipal Ordinance number 07-309-2012 enjoys the presumption of regularity in the performance of official functions, a presumption that has not been rebutted by any competent proof. Bare accusations cannot overturn a duly enacted ordinance, Madam Chair. Number 7, on the allegations of overstepping authority, the committee strongly rejects the insinuation that the Sangguniang Bayan of Ipil at that time, in 2012, acted beyond its authority. The committee still believes today in the sanctity of the Sangguniang Bayan of Ipil in 2012. Sections 118 and 119 of Republic Act number 7160 expressly recognize the role of local legislative bodies in addressing barangay boundary concerns. The ordinance neither adjudicated ownership nor exercised judicial power. To suggest otherwise is to misunderstand or deliberately mischaracterize the nature and limits of legislative authority. Number 8, protection of institutional integrity. The committee, Madam Chair, finds it necessary to place on record that unfounded allegations casually questioning the legality of official acts long after their enactment undermine not only the ordinance but the integrity and credibility of the legislative institution itself. We in the committee believe that public officials are presumed to have acted lawfully, regularly, and in good faith. That presumption cannot be overturned by hindsight dissatisfaction, political discomfort, or revisionist narratives unsupported by records. Number 9, conclusion and recommendation. Wherefore, premises considered, the Committee on Rules hereby, 1, finds that the issues raised against Municipal Ordinance Number 07-309-2012 are unsubstantiated, belated, and devoid of legal merit. Number 2, therefore, we declare that the ordinance was validly enacted, procedurally compliant, and legally effective. And number 3, the committee this time recommends the outright denial of the request for reconsideration and nullification. And finally, in number 4, the committee today upholds the continued validity and implementation of Municipal Ordinance Number 07-309-2012. After this lengthy report, Madam Chair, I therefore move for a resolution to adopt this report, Madam Chair.
Any second to that motion? Second. Duly seconded by Honorable Alibutdan. Any discussion? Amendments? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is now hereby approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. One more. I still have 2 more reports, Madam Chair. Committee reports number 2 to 7 from the same committee. Subject, application for LGU Ipil Civil Society Organization CSO accreditation of Kasangga Peacekeepers Brotherhood and Sisterhood Incorporated. Remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Rules, Resolutions, and Ordinances to which the matter was referred, the application for LGU Ipil CSO accreditation of Kasangga Peacekeepers Brotherhood and Sisterhood Incorporated, to situate that all basic and important requirements relative to the accreditation are met. The reviewing committee, during the review conducted last January 12, 2026, discovered that the board resolution signifying the organization's intention for accreditation for the purpose of representation in the local special body lacks proper notarial procedure. In this manner, Madam Chair, the committee therefore recommends that this application be remanded back to Kasangga Peacekeepers Brotherhood and Sisterhood Incorporated for compliance of the said notarial requirement. Motion to adopt the report, Madam Chair.
Any second?
Second.
Duly seconded. Any discussion? Amendments? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is now hereby approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Finally, committee report number 2 to 8 from the Committee on Rules, Resolutions, and Ordinances. Subject here is the Barangay Revenue Code of Barangay Bangkiruhan, Ipil, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Remarks and recommendations, the Committee on Rules, Resolutions, and Ordinances to which the matter was referred, the Barangay Revenue Code of Barangay Bangkiruhan, Ipil, Zamboanga, Sibugay for final review after this was remanded back to the requesting barangay during the committee's first review sometime November of 2025 for proper action and compliance of the reviewing committee's observations and recommendations. The Committee on Rules, Resolutions, and Ordinances, upon receipt of the Revenue Code from Barangay Bangkiruhan for final review last January 12, 2026, immediately convened for a meeting and made its one final review of the content of the code and made sure that all the recommendations were followed, including the lowering of rates in the penalty provisions of the code that should be within the provisions of Republic Act 7160 or the Local Government Code of 1991. After a thorough second review, Madam Chair, the committee now finds the content of the said Revenue Code of Barangay Bangkiruhan to be in order this time, to legal and consistent with the provisions of RA 7160, which is, of course, beneficial to the people of the barangay, and therefore declaring the Barangay Revenue Code of Sanito to be in full force and in effect. Motion for the acceptance and approval of this report, Madam Chair.
Any second to that motion?
Second, Your Honor.
Duly seconded. Any discussion? Amendments? Objection? Hearing none, the motion is now hereby approved.
Finally, Madam Chair, a resolution declaring the Barangay Revenue Code of Barangay Bangkirjuan of the Municipality of Ipil, Zamboanga, Sibugay, Madam Chair, to be in full force and in effect.
Any second to that motion? Duly seconded by Honorable Hasim. Any discussion, amendments, objection? Hearing none, the motion is now hereby approved.
That's all for today's session, Madam Chair, from the Committee on Rules. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Honorable Alcoriza. Any committee reports from the other members of this august body? Since there being none, so let us proceed with the calendar of business. Madam Secretary.
Okay, for calendar business on second reading, we have 7. The first one is the ordinance granting social pension to indigent senior citizens in this municipality. This is sponsored by Honorable Alberto Alcoriza Jr.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the proponent?
Madam Chair, after contemplating on the proposed ordinance and after consulting with the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office, and after I found out that when it comes to budgetary concerns, we might be facing a lot of problems if we will approve this this proposed ordinance. So perhaps you can wait for some other time, and perhaps I can formulate a different kind of ordinance related to this existing ordinance for second reading, Madam Chair. I therefore move, Madam Chair, for a resolution withdrawing this ordinance and putting this into the Sangguniang Bayan archives, Madam Chair.
Any second?
Second, Your Honor.
Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is now hereby approved.
Item B, we have the ordinance institutionalizing the local nutrition improvement program of the Municipality of Ipil, strengthening nutrition services at the barangay level, promoting healthy dietary practices, and establishing sustainable support mechanism for community nutrition. This is sponsored by Honorable Glenn Ayan Sabihon.
What's the pleasure of the proponent?
Still, Madam Chair, I would like to move to lay on the table and the calendar the next regular session, Madam.
So the ordinance be calendared on the next regular session for second reading.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Item C, we have the ordinance establishing the municipal local internship program, providing guidelines, policies, and funding for its implementation and for other purposes. It's sponsored by Honorable Sharif Mazin Hasim.
What's the pleasure of the proponent?
Still, Madam Chair, I would like to move the passage of this ordinance be calendar in this succeeding session. Madam Chair, thank you.
Ordinance be calendared on the next regular session
Yes,
for
ma'am.
second reading.
Madam Chair, it is notable, Madam Chair, that we have been approving a lot of memorandum of agreements already involving different educational institutions in the Municipality of Ipil, doing internship programs in the LGU of Ipil. So I would like to suggest that we will approve this in the next regular session, Madam Chair, so that we will have a clear ordinance that mandates the local government unit of Ipil when it comes to
Local internship.
local internship programs. I think nakalatag man siguro in the proposed ordinance the guidelines as to when and as to how we accept these internship programs. In fact, during our committee meeting the other day, before we approve this proposed memorandum of agreements with STII, Montessori, I made sure, together with the Committee on Education, chaired by Honorable Bodner, that a representative from the Human Resource Office would be joining us in the meeting, because during that time I was contemplating, we have already approved quite substantial number of MOA, no? Memorandum of Agreements. But I realize now, upon reading this proposed ordinance, I realize that we have an existing, for second reading, ordinance that provides guidelines and policies. So I think it's about time that we have to approve this. So I'd like to propose this to the
Proponent.
Honorable Hasim that ato din nga
Pass.
oh, wa man siguro kuan murag nakita na ko okay raman.
Yes, Honorable Catalunya.
Madam Chair, for consideration, if we are to review and approve this ordinance, that the proponent review the source of funding for this ordinance, since I think the LGU has a liability in terms of approving or imposing this ordinance. So I request the proponent to maybe revise the funding or how he will come up with the section or the provisions of the funding for this ordinance. Madam Chair, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Honorable-
Madam Chair. I agree with Honorable Dr. Dayan. I think we do not really need funding for this because all they have to do is just report to the different offices that they are being assigned and then learn something from the different offices. In fact, according to the Human Resource Office, ila pang gina-review kung pila gyud ka tawo ibutang panalitan sa accounting office. Then they will submit that to the office of the mayor, and the mayor, that's the time he will request the Sangguniang Bayan to approve. So, klaro kayo, wa man tayo kinahanglan budgetary concern.
Oo
We
lang.
will approve this and delete
Oo lang,
the
funding.
section 10. Well, we will
Oo lang.
delete section 10. My suggestion. Perhaps we can approve this on the next regular session.
Maybe
Policies
instead of
lang.
if okay with the proponent, instead of the funding, we
Oo.
can give like certificate
Tanggalin na lang
of
natin ang funding. Okay na ito.
experience.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Take note, Madam Chair.
Okay, may
Tanggalin
we request the Honorable Hasim to pass this on the next regular session
Yes, Madam Chair.
and amend our title and remove the funding. So,
Actually, during the deliberation, because it's during the second reading, we can introduce amendments in the title, amendment by deletion in one of the provisions of this proposed ordinance. So that's it. Pwede gani karon kung if the proponent is willing to reconsider our call, then I think it would be
Guidelines and policies.
better that we will
Guidelines
approve
and
this today.
policies.
But if the proponent is not yet ready, okay lang, next session.
Next section na lang
Okay.
discuss na to. Maayo.
Okay.
okay. Thank you, Honorable Hasim. Next.
Okay.
In addition, Madam Chair, no,
Yes,
we will
Honorable
just
Authority.
prepare our possible amendments. Amendment by addition, amendment by deletion. We present this the same as is
Yes.
in the next regular session. We will just introduce all the amendments. It could be amendment by deletion. It could be amendment by addition. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, next, Madam Secretary.
Okay, next ordinance. We have an ordinance establishing the Municipal Renewable Energy Development Program, promoting the use of clean and sustainable energy sources, providing implementation guidelines and for other purposes. This is sponsored by Honorable Glenn Ayan Sabihon.
Still, Madam Chair, I'd like to lay on the table and to be calendared in the next regular session, Madam Chair.
Okay, ordinance is set for second reading on the next regular session.
Item E, we have the ordinance providing support of the alternative learning system in the municipality, defining its scope, institutional arrangements, funding, and implementing mechanism. This is sponsored by Honorable Janelle Bordner Andalahaw.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the proponent?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So after the filing of this proposed ordinance, I was directed to coordinate with the ALS coordinator, and I am pleased to inform this body that I was able to do so, and that she expressed her strong support and sincere appreciation for this initiative. As it directly addresses the needs of ALS learners and implementers in our municipality. So with that, Madam Chair, I respectfully move for the approval of this proposed ordinance on second reading.
Any second? Duly seconded by Honorable Sabion. Any discussion? We are now on the discussion period. Yes, Honorable Catalunya.
May we know from the proponent as to what extent is the LGU supporting this program, and maybe if she had a discussion with the coordinator of the ALS program as to unsa ang ato ang obligation sa aning
Okay. Honorable
program.
Bordner.
It is stated in section 5, the scope of support. So
Recess for 2 minutes, Madam Chair.
Recess for 2 minutes.
okay. Scope of support, provision and maintenance of suitable learning venues, or ALCs in barangays, financial assistance for operational costs including learning materials, learning kits, teaching aids, utilities, and nominal honoraria for ALS facilitators where applicable, capacity building and training for ALS coordinators and municipal ALS coordinators in coordination with DepEd, support to learner identification, registration, assessment, and referral for accreditation and equivalency examinations, provisions for transportation assistance, digital access, or blended learning modalities where necessary and feasible, coordination and partnership facilitation with DepEd, NGOs, donors, and private sectors for resources and technical assistance.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Honorable
with the stated na mga
Funding.
functions or the responsibilities of the LGU, since we sa ato nga side, we need to have also a ALS coordinator, no, to do these mga responsibilities, and I think napoy staff. I would like to ask the proponent, how are we going to kaning manpower na to ani sa atong ALS coordinator sa munisipyo, and also the staff that's going to coordinate all these responsibilities?
Okay. Honorable Bordner.
So ang kanimang nga ordinance is we are making what do you call this? Wait lang. Mag-create no. Actually we already have a municipal ALS coordinator, so we are creating an ALS municipal implementing unit which consists of the municipal ALS coordinator as the chairperson, representative from the MSWDO, representative from MPDO, representative from the MHO, and barangay representative, and also DepEd ALS representative. So they are the ones who will be doing the.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Honorable Ebol.
Okay. I believe what we are trying to do in a form of legislation is that for the good of our constituents. However, we might as well create laws, ordinances that cannot be properly realized. And so I believe it needs a financial consideration, the fact that as being mentioned by the proponent of the ordinance, there is a huge funding requirement for this purpose. So I think the bottom line there is, do we have enough funding to support this
Ordinance.
kind of program? Kay basin og maghimo latag kanunay og balaod, dayon set aside ra gyapon, kay we cannot realize unless there is available funds for that purpose. That's all, Madam Chair.
Honorable Bordner. So
That's why I believe in the past session, I believe the Honorable Catalonia even asked for na may possible funding for this purpose. I believe in the previous discussion with this ordinance. So that's why we request the proponent to consider and approach the concerned departments or offices ug paunsa na to posible nga ma-realize ni nga klase nga ordinansa.
So
Especially the budget.
So
of
the
course.
main question is if naapaday sufficient fund for this ordinance, since it needs financial assistance for operational cost. So that's the main point. What's the pleasure of the proponent?
So, maybe I still need to
Consult. Further
Yes.
study and
With
consult
sa
with the
MSWD,
department
oh.
heads involved.
Madam Chair.
SLA program.
Yes, Honorable Catalonia.
Just I think part of the query of Honorable Ebol, are these scope of support also wala ba taga overlap sa DepEd, because maybe mga kaninga scope of support or kaninga programs nga atong i-provide as a support to ALS is also is already provided by the DepEd. So kana maybe sad na to I think you can connect that with the provision in the funding kung like parihaaning venues, no. I think ang ALS even without the support of the LGU na sila ana nga venue. So kanimang good siya, if you can just identify diha nato also diha nato coordinate ug how are we going to provide funds for support sa ani nga program. But maybe we'll just coordinate with the DepEd ug to what extent already ang provided by sa ilaha.
When I had a meeting with the ALS coordinator, actually wala daw sila gyud na provide, wala gi-provide sa ilaha nga mga ano. So sa barangay nga naay class, murag sila pa'y nagasundo sa mga students, then dalon sa barangay nga asa na ay learning center. So kulang gyud ang ilahang mga resources o facilities. Yes,
Madam Chair?
So Madam Chair, like parihaan na, so sila man ang gasundo, they already have transportation. So at what extent ang atong kayang i-provide sa transportation? And since this is sa barangay man, maybe we can also ask the barangay as to unsa ang ilahang kayang i-extend ani nga program. Dito na to pwedeng mabutang sa section sa provisions na to
Sa
sa
scope of support.
funding and support.
Madam
Okay,
Chair.
before Honorable Bordner will answer, may I cater Honorable Alcoriza.
Yes, Madam Chair. If the local government unit of Ipil feels that there is a need to really support the alternative learning system for its people, I think we need to coordinate this with the mayor para maklaro na to ang atong budget para ani. And I think the Honorable Mayor will not say no if we will put up initial budget of about 200,000, for example, for this year. At least naatay budget gamay because if we are looking forward to the municipality of Ipil having a higher educational, statistically, if our people are highly educated, then we will have a different community. So, muna atong i-convince si Mayor with the Honorable Bordner that we will fund this ordinance. Madam Chair, I would just like to remind the Honorable Bordner, because in her introductory message, I heard her saying she was directed. I'd like to correct this notion, Madam Chair, to all of us. We are all Sangguniang Bayan members. Nobody is above you. In fact, when we requested the Sangguniang Bayan, the proponent, to meet the ALS representative of the DepEd, it was all because of, in aid of legislation. So nobody directs you because you are not somebody who is lower, and nobody is directing you, someone who is higher than you. This is in aid of legislation. So please, kung dunay mga ingon ani, do not think that somebody is directing you to do something. It's not. Let us be very selective of our terminologies here. We are here when we formulate proposed ordinances. Our minds come together as one. In fact, when we approve ordinances, it becomes the property of the Sangguniang Bayan of Ipil. It's no longer the property of just one member of the Sanggunian. So, again, please refrain from using this kind of terminologies. Someone is, I was directed, because you are not somebody who is subordinate. In aid of legislation, we try to look for more, what we call this, ways on how to improve our ordinance to make it beneficial to our people. That's all, Madam Chair. That is just my observation. Thank you.
Thank you,
Madam
Honorable
Chair,
Alcoriza.
privilege
For a
motion.
while, since our regular presiding officer is back, I would like to relinquish the chair to her. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Palalo. Ha? Okay, Honorable Sabihon.
Yes, Madam Chair, privilege motion. May I be excused some other matters to attend,
Okay.
please? Thank you.
Okay. But before that, no, ako lang i-remind, okay lang, Cons, i-remind ang tanan kung pwede lang before we present our ordinance, we have to make it sure that nastudihan nato tanan and the budget of meeting with the budget officer, accountant nato, para pag abot din wala na kay tay discussion pagahimuon. So wala na dahang question nga, naabay budget, naabay ngon ani. So before we present our ordinance, kay madugay naman ta. Kay we always ask for naabay budget. Recess. Okay. Naabay budget, di ba?
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So I would like to apologize for the word I use. I didn't mean to offend anyone, but mao lang jud to ako ang na
Nasulod.
naingon nga word.
Hatter?
Yes. So
Without
I
noise.
apologize for that, and I move that this ordinance be calendared on the next regular
Continue
session
siya sa
for
discussion.
second reading.
Okay,
Madam
thank you.
Chair,
Calendared for next session.
I second to that motion, Madam Chair.
Okay, item F, we have the ordinance prescribing the implementation of the Smart and Safe City program of the municipality, providing funds therefore and for other purposes. This is sponsored by Honorable Glenn Ayan Sabihon.
The proponent is not around, so let's go to letter G.
Item G, we have the ordinance institutionalizing the comprehensive nutrition program through integrated, strengthened, and sustained strategies to safeguard nutritional well-being of the people of the municipality of Ipil and providing funds therefore and for other purposes. This is sponsored by Honorable Dayan Catalonia.
Honorable Catalonia.
Madam Chair, there is still clarification when I discussed this with the chairman on the Committee on APRO and Budget. So I will move this ordinance for second reading on the next regular session.
I second, Madam Chair.
Seconded. Calendared for the next section.
On business on third and final reading, we have two. We have the ordinance mandating the punong barangays of the 28 barangays to establish a barangay information network or BIN to promote active community participation in maintaining peace and security and to strengthen early warning and quick response mechanism for municipal and barangay officials through reliable data for decision making and policy formulation.
For those who are in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So we have the aye vote.
Item B, we have the ordinance establishing the free Wi-Fi connectivity in all public spaces within the municipality of Ipil to support digital learning, remote work, and local governance, providing funds therefore and for other purposes.
For those who are in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We have the aye vote, Madam Secretary. Okay.
Other matters.
Other matters? Yes,
Ah.
Honorable Dangpalan. Other matters.
Meron ako.
Motion mo na?
Yeah.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I move to calendar the approve amendatory ordinance for third and final reading. The ordinance amending an ordinance number 09-372 to 15, particularly section 3, item 413, item 413. I so move, Madam Chair.
And a second? It's been seconded. For those who are in favor? Gusto mo na ngayon? For those who are in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So we have the aye vote. Tinitingnan lang kita eh. Okay. Other matters? Any more? Yes.
Regarding sa kuan, Madam Chair, PCL election national sa March 30, inform lang nako makakuyog ba ang tanan?
Yes. Yes.
No. March 3.
March 3.
March 3.
Isang adlaw ah.
Aye.
Aye.
Sama yan.
Okay.
Sama yan.
Okay. Thank you, Madam
Kung, hindi,
Chair.
kung sinong hindi sasama, ako ang mag-ano.
Thank you, Madam
Replace.
Chair.
Tuesday.
Okay. So lahat sila.
Opo.
Ah.
Yes.
Si ano? Alcoriza sasama ba yan?
Kuyog na.
Ayan.
Para ma-encode na nako.
Okay.
Kuyo ko.
March 3. Good luck. Anong position ang ano mo?
Wala, Madam Chair.
Wala lang.
Support lang.
Support
Sa
lang.
national.
Standing position lang dito.
Standing position. Okay, I need more other matters.
Board, dapat pag ano na tayo, kung saan tayo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magkuyog ka tanan.
Madam Chair?
Hotel.
I would just like to remind members of this august body to join us tomorrow morning at 9. Usang oras man to? Asa man? Ano sabi niya text? Di siya makari?
Abi na kung naay mo anhin tagakwan.
Engineering.
Engineering.
Oo.
Ay, oo. I am about to...
Para sa legislative building.
So, dito madayon ugma, katong? Dili madayon ugma? Dili daw madayon ugma itong meeting with Minda. Kay naibisita ang atong Minda representative. Sige, Madam Chair, since we are on the other matters, what I am handling now, Madam Chair, is this is a letter from the municipal engineer, Engineer Carlito Colan-Culan Jr., addressed to Honorable Mayor Ramses Roy T. Oligario, dated January 12. This was forwarded to me by the Honorable Mayor. The Honorable Mayor received this today from Engineer Kulan-Kulan, but I think the Honorable Mayor do not have time to make some recommendations direct to the Sangguniang Bayan. So I'd like to read this letter, Madam Chair. The Municipal Engineering Office conducted an inspection, an assessment of the existing floor tiles in the public market following reported incidents of sleeping and minor accidents involving vendors and market goers. Based on the evaluation, several sections of the tile flooring have become hazardous due to wear and tear. Uneven surfaces, loosened tiles, and reduced slip resistance caused by prolonged exposure to moisture, grease, and heavy foot traffic. Dagko na yung tiil, mga tao. The public market is high traffic facility that operates daily and accommodates a large number of constituents, including senior citizens, persons with disabilities, and children. The current condition of the tiles poses a clear safety risk, as a slippery and uneven flooring increases the likelihood of accidents, injuries, and potential liability on the part of the local government unit. Continued use of the existing tiles without corrective action may further aggravate this risk and expose the LGU to claims and preventable incidents. From an engineering standpoint, spot repairs are no longer sufficient, as the deterioration of the tiles is widespread and the bonding and surface integrity have been compromised. The most practical and effective corrective measure is the demolition and removal of the defective tiles, followed by the installation of new, non-slip, and more durable flooring materials that comply with current safety and accessibility standards. The proposed demolition is therefore justified on the grounds of public safety, engineering necessity, and the local government unit's duty to provide a safe and secure environment for its constituents, subject to the appropriate legislative authority and availability of funds. For your information and ready reference, signed Carlito Colan-Culan, Municipal Engineer.
So dili ta kahimo sa kwan ana. Kay wala
Sa
pa
resolution.
taniagi sa kuwa. Wagi pa man nagkuha approval from the kuwa. Nga kuanon siya. Di ba mao na gisulti ni James? Last ta mohimo sa kwan resolution.
Oo.
So kana siya information na lang gikan ni Mayor nga naghatag na si Engineer Kulan-Kulan. But dili ta makahimog resolution without the approval from the kuwa.
Kani siyang letter from the municipal engineer should go to the office of the municipal mayor first. And then the municipal mayor will convene
Sa kuwa na.
the, of course, based on this letter and recommendation by the municipal engineering office, he will convene as what our municipal accountant presented this morning here. He will convene the accounting office, the budget office, and then all the necessary important requirements will be done by those offices mentioned. So therefore, this is just an information at this time. We will wait for the proper action of the mayor regarding this matter. That's all, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more other matters? Yes.
Okay, for the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Don Andres is inviting all SB members and of course our Vice Mayor and our Municipal Mayor to celebrate with us the Sinulog sa Don Andres 2026 on January 18, 2026. So, from January 9 to 17, ang novena every 6 p.m. And then for January 17, ang solemn procession of the miraculous image of Santo Niño. Then after that, ang novena. And then for the 18 will be the Fiesta Mass sa alas 10 sa buntag, and then Sinulog Street Parade and Street Dancing Competition and Festival Queen. And then the Grand Showdown at 4 p.m. and the Sinulog Street Party for 6 p.m. and onwards. So that would be all, Madam Chair. I hope na amo sa Sinulog, sa Don Andres.
That's right.
So this is just an invitation.
Yes,
Invitation.
Correct.
Thank you, Honorable Trexie.
Yes.
Any more other matters? Wala na.
Wala na. Madam Chair, I move for the adjournment. Madam Chair, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Session is adjourned.